right, come on mute. There we go. Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And this is something that I've tried to get locally for years. And I don't know if you can guess what this is, but if you look closely at what I've got displayed on the screen, you can figure it out. This is a fax that comes out of Japan. It's one of the few remaining fax, and this is a newspaper, basically. And let me show you another web page that tells you more information about this. Right here, I found this web page, the Tech Zone, and here it talks about this Kyodo, I don't know how you pronounce it, news radio fax that's output even today. That's what you were seeing, and I'll tell you how I was getting it in a few seconds. And it's on these various frequencies. And then here's some examples down here where you can see this person struggled too. I don't know why the signal is so weak, but it's weak. I cannot get it at my location. I never have even heard the slightest traces. Again, this is coming out of Japan. So let's go back to how I cheated. I am using a radio on the internet at sdr.hu, and there are about let's say maybe 24 radios in Japan that you can connect to, which I have, and listen. And so I connected to it, and then I use this option over here where you have various extensions or decoders, and I selected the fax decoder, and then it brings up this little box here, and then you can select an HF fax decoder station throughout the world. There's many of these throughout the world. They're in Europe, Asia Pacific, Americas, and Africa. So this one I picked was Asia Pacific, and it's under this Kyodo JJCJP, and then there's various frequencies they operate on. And I selected strongest one, which is 84.67.5. And this program that you run via the internet will decode this stuff. And unfortunately, it's not doing that good of a job because I guess the signal was not that good. But if you go back to here where this gentleman did it, he was struggling too. And I haven't read the article to tell you exactly what his setup was and everything. I think that's pretty cool. Like I say, I had to cheat. I cannot get this signal here in Clearwater, Florida at all. It's just way too weak, and as you can see, even in Japan, I don't think it's weak. It's noisy, that's for sure. It's noisy. But part of it, and what's mentioned in that article, is this transmission is a little different than other fax transmissions. That could be the problem. Why you can see this, it's kind of a shadow effect here. That could be why it's not decoding properly. Maybe the decoder in this software is not set up right, or maybe the default settings over here that the decoder sets up for you are not perfect. Now the frequency might be a little okay. They stopped transmitting any fax. Frequency might be off a little bit because it says over here, it says 8467.5, and over here it's tuned it to 8467.9. I don't know why the difference. Maybe because it's USB. I don't know. Let's see if it'll come back, and then we'll adjust the frequency and see if we can tune it in any better. I don't know if it's going to come back anytime soon, so we may not try that. But it's pretty cool. It's amazing that these things are still out there. Now, of course, the weather faxes, there's still a lot of those around, but not as many as there used to be. Probably maybe 60% of what there used to be. So that's kind of gone away too. But I'm able to decode some of those. There's some out of New Orleans, Louisiana, and I can decode those locally by my receivers. Now, I haven't figured out, there's supposedly a way that you can capture whatever the picture is. And what you do is you come down here and hit this red button and it starts recording. And then you stop it and it will process the signals and give you a picture. But the picture, I did it 3 or 4 times, not this morning, but yesterday, and the picture is all chopped up in little chunks. So I wrote who I thought the author was. It turns out it's not the author of this software. It's the author of the station, the weather page, web page. It's confusing. Anyway, he says I'm not the person to talk to. So I didn't get any information on this about why it's doing it, why it's producing this chopped up signal. Unfortunately, it is, because otherwise it works very good. Now I'm hoping that it'll start transmitting again. Let me turn the audio up and see what I'm hearing. Trying to figure out why I'm not getting anything. Yeah, it's just static. So I don't think they're going to start transmitting again. There is and it's down here. You click on this right here, fax translation schedule. It'll take you to a web page that has all the stations that broadcast. I'll do that right now. So here's the PDF of the Worldwide Marine Radio Fax Broadcast Schedule. As of, and it's been updated as of September 7th, 2018. And then you come down here and it's got it broken down by country. And then here's like Africa, all the stations that are transmitting. So there's still a couple of them in Africa, one in Africa. There's Asia. There's Japan. I should be able to find the one I'm at. Republic of China, Seoul, Bangkok. There it is, right there. And it's on many frequencies. And it broadcasts all the time. Let me see, what time is it? UTC, it's 10 something. So 10, yeah, see, it's quit. There won't be another transmission until 11, which is 10 minutes from now. And it shows you all the things that broadcast. These are all newspapers, basically. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, I can't read it because I can't read Japanese. And I don't know, like I say, I don't know why that even the station that I'm connected to that's in Japan is not receiving it too well, or the software is not decoding it right, or I don't have the frequency set up right, or nothing, or something. So I'll figure that out. If I do figure out and get it to improve the reception, then I'll do another short video. And like I say, you can do many other stations that are listed under here. Let's just try one more. This should be a weather fax out of New Orleans. See if everything's coming out. Oh, now this is not going to work because the station I'm connected to is in Japan, and it's not going to hear in New Orleans. So forget that. Anyway, I think I'll quit. I've babbled enough. Unfortunately, I just caught the tail end of that previous fax, and it's not going to fax for a while. So we're going to move on. And if you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. That tells me I'm providing shows that you're interested in. I hate to do shows that nobody is interested in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.